If you want Bitcoin as a settlement layer, if you want Ether as your settlement layer, awesome. You should still do all your transaction execution on Solana. Solana is the best place to trade Bitcoin, hands down. It's decentralized custody Bitcoin via Threshold network. It is microtransaction fees, but you can still get access to Bitcoin, and you can obviously still pull the BTC out natively if you want to. Everyone always says like, oh, build through the bear, focus on your product, like double down. Teams on Solana did that. And like that has become Jupiter and Jito and like all these incredible things we've seen since then. So it's pretty cool.
In 2023, Solana saw a massive increase of nearly 1,000%, showing its resilience in the crypto market. Despite dropping below $10 after the collapse of FTX from a high of $267 in November 2021, Solana has bounced back strongly, suggesting a positive trend continuing into 2024 as the market recovers overall. Investors are interested in Solana's blockchain platform, and recent price movements suggest a potential rise towards $120. Austin Federa from the Solana Foundation talks about the recent developments within the Solana ecosystem, particularly focusing on the Deepins and the emergence of decentralized physical infrastructure networks. Deepins, or decentralized physical infrastructure networks, utilize blockchain technology to enhance security, transparency, and efficiency in physical systems like renewable energy grids and supply chains. As more projects choose Solana for its speed, low transaction costs, and flexibility, the demand for Solana's native cryptocurrency, SOL, is more likely to skyrocket. In the last year, two big networks, Helium and the Render network, have moved to Solana. Helium functions as a cellular network, where people set up small radio devices at their homes and businesses. Meanwhile, one of the most popular altcoins this year is the Render token, which has experienced an extraordinary 1,500% price increase since January. Its significance lies in its fundamental advancements in high-quality graphics rendering and the growing excitement surrounding AI-generated content. Both Helium and Render Network are examples of decentralized networks that offer valuable services. Now, let's take a look at some clips of Austin Federa in his discussion with Scott Melker as he gives us the ultimate update regarding the Solana network. As we bring you these clips, we kindly request your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing to our channel. Your engagement enables us to keep delivering valuable updates on cryptocurrency finance. We hope you enjoy the video.
So I'd say the most emergent category has been Deepin, decentralized physical infrastructure networks. So over the last, year or so, we've had two major networks migrate to Solana. Helium, which is on their own L1 before, and then the Render network, which was an Ethereum project before. They've both migrated to Solana. And so Helium is a basically cellular network built by people hosting radios out of, their homes and businesses. And, they have hundreds of thousands of hotspots all around the world. There's a wireless network. And there's also this IoT network that runs on a spec called LoRaWAN. They actually now have launched a Helium phone service called Helium Mobile. They have tons of subscribers for it, and that actually falls back on the T-Mobile network. So it's a hybrid of these decentralized physical networks and, a centralized network through T-Mobile. But you need that if you want coverage in, rural places. But what's really cool about both of these sort of systems is they've, Hivemapper is this user-facing Deepin project that's built both on Solana and built on Helium. So Hivemapper is the system where you basically put a dash cam in your car and it builds an AI composite version of Google Street View, but with much higher fidelity data on time sequence. You can see, what does this road look like in the winter? How often is it plowed, right? All these questions that you can't answer from Google Street View. And so we're starting to see that decentralized networks can actually compete with centralized networks in ways that people really didn't think was possible just a few years ago. Well, Helium was the first successful Deepin network, and they were built on their own blockchain that had no smart contracts. And so the compromise they had to make was, how do we build a network that is fast enough to do all the work we need for Deepin and can also run on all these little embedded hardware devices? And the compromise they made was, well, I guess we can't have smart contracts. And the proposition of a Deepin network where you have tokens that represent both data usage and ownership of the network with no DeFi, with no, smart contract system is pretty hard. And so Helium had this really hard uphill battle to get where it got, But their migration to Solana has meant that now there's a DAO that, can help manage these Helium networks and the subnets. It also means that you can stake your tokens. You can swap from Helium mobile credits to USDC seamlessly on chain. You can buy data credits seamlessly on chain. And so I think the real unlock that we've seen in the last, probably 2 years for Deepin is it's gone from very specialized private blockchains, not private, but very specialized side chains, to being integrated into one global state machine on networks like Solana. And that makes this stuff so much more useful. Render made the move because, up until this point, Render has largely been similar to Filecoin, right? Filecoin is not run by home users. It's run by data centers and like large institutional providers. And it's a really efficient system for that. But Render's sort of vision is to move it down to, a more accessible platform. And they needed lower transaction fees to be able to do that. And so Solana felt like a very good natural home for that. It's funny, I've met a lot of people in the video and production industry just through Breakpoint and conferences and that sort of thing. And, they know nothing about crypto, but they're like, oh yeah, I use Render. It's so much cheaper than these centralized render farms. And it's just like that kind of product market fit is just incredible to see. And if you're adding a $50 transaction onto everything you want to render from gas fees, that is an economic barrier to that product reaching even more people.
Beyond Bitcoin and speculative altcoins, blockchain technology is making a difference in everyday life through Deepins. These networks leverage blockchain technology to create transparent and secure records of transactions and activities within these systems. Deepins enable decentralized peer-to-peer transactions, allowing for more efficient resource allocation and utilization. Additionally, Austin Federa emphasizes the importance of interoperability in blockchain networks, envisioning a future where different networks specialize in specific functions. He highlights Solana's strengths in trading Bitcoin and executing microtransactions efficiently. Federa reflects on his introduction to the crypto space and stresses the importance of self-custody and financial freedom. He believes that crypto has the potential to empower individuals and foster greater participation in self-governance, potentially even impacting broader societal issues like politics. Let us now take a look at more clips of Austin Federa as he shares his valuable insights on blockchain interoperability and the self-sovereignty model that cryptocurrencies offer.
Interoperability, I think Wormhole has done a really great job on interoperability. That is sort of, and Allbridge and dBridge are doing similar things, but at this point, you can get from Solana anywhere, I think, except IBC via a direct bridge, and the IBC support is coming. There's a bunch of folks working on that. And so at that point, what is sort of my ideal end state? It's that if you are a Ethereum NFT project and you love Ethereum and you want to be on Ethereum and each of your NFTs is valued at $150,000, props to you, stay on the Ethereum L1, do your token airdrop on Solana, do your derivative drop of 100,000 collection as opposed to a 10,000 collection on Solana. Use the network as an execution environment for whatever you need that needs to be low cost, fast, and scalable. And then if people want to bring it back to the Ethereum layer 1 or something like that in the future, they can totally do that. But this is where I think we are going to see networks begin to bifurcate into, very specialized networks like Arweave and IPFS. Those are settlement networks. They're built for one thing particularly. Those are storage networks. They're built for one thing particularly. If you want Bitcoin as a settlement layer, if you want Ether as your settlement layer, awesome. You should still do all your transaction execution on Solana. Solana is the best place to trade Bitcoin, hands down. It's decentralized custody Bitcoin via Threshold network. It is microtransaction fees, but you can still get access to Bitcoin, and you can obviously still pull the BTC out natively if you want to. That is, I think, the real vision for how these networks all become interoperable. So I've always taken issue with the Bitcoin bunker boys because, at the end of the day, if there's a authoritarian takeover of the country and, we're in a nuclear war situation in World War III, I don't know if the Bitcoin hash rate's really you need the internet for Bitcoin hash rate to survive, all that stuff. So I think there's, anyone who sort of says crypto is a way to opt out of the monopoly of violence of the state, I don't really buy that argument. But I think self-sovereignty model is really important for your ability to move around. We saw that, when Russia invaded Ukraine, a bunch of like blockchain devs in Ukraine were just able to get up and leave with most of their life savings and most of their net worth with them because they could fit it on a ledger, right? And so suddenly that portability problem is really, really important. So I think for folks in less stable political systems, for folks who are maybe trying to flee the current country they're in, crypto is an amazing asset for that. It's less compelling in the United States, at least for now, but who knows, maybe Balaji's right and someday we'll all be fleeing the United States too.
While Solana isn't a brand new cryptocurrency, its recent surge in popularity has caught the eye of many over the past few years. Its impressive performance has attracted numerous investors who are intrigued by its usability and features. Many are now wondering whether to hold onto their Solana coins for the long term or sell them to avoid potential future declines. Analysis shows that SOL has been trading within an upward channel, indicating optimism among traders. However, a recent 10% decrease in price over the last week has raised concerns. The weekly technical analysis for SOL indicates that in December 2023, it reached a peak of $126, but has since declined. The price hit a low of $79 in January 2024. However, it has started to rise again, with consecutive bullish weekly candlesticks, reaching $119 on February 14th, 2024. As of making this video, the price of Solana has decreased by 4.5% in the past 24 hours, reaching $101.8, as the overall crypto market experiences a 1.5% decline today. This recent drop contributes to a tough week for SOL, which has decreased by 8% over the past week and by 4% over the last 2 weeks. However, despite these declines, SOL is still up by 17.5% over the past month. Despite some holders selling off their holdings, the token's trading volume remains above $2 billion, indicating sustained demand. Considering these factors, it's likely that after this correction, Solana will resume its upward trajectory, potentially reaching new highs for the year in the coming weeks. Considering Solana's recent performance and its potential for long-term growth, it may be wise for investors to remain patient and hold on to their Solana tokens despite short-term price fluctuations. Solana's resilient blockchain platform, coupled with support from initiatives like decentralized physical infrastructure networks, indicates promising prospects for the future. While market volatility can be unsettling, staying informed through reliable sources and maintaining confidence in Solana's ecosystem can help navigate the ups and downs of cryptocurrency investing effectively. But as always, don't forget to research thoroughly to ensure that you are making the best decisions in your financial journey. What aspect of Solana's ecosystem are you most intrigued by? And how do you think it will impact the future of blockchain technology? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. If you found this video insightful, remember to give us a thumbs up, share this video, and subscribe to our channel for more valuable content on cryptocurrency finance. Remember to stay informed to protect your investments. See you next time, and happy investing.